Greetings and welcome to this reading. Thank you for joining me. This is for Aquarius and it is for March for 2019, but it's also a birthday reading for you guys Aquarius because I'm doing this reading in February. In fact, today is February the 8th. So happy birthday to all of you Aquarians out there, both for the latter January period and for the February period. We are going to be using these cards today, the Morgan Greer, 4 cards from here, and then what I will do is I will use some other types of cards, oracle cards, as clarifiers for each of the ones I pull, and we will see what type of messages are being embedded and passed along to you as well. Now, it's a quite powerful time of the year right now, still at the beginning of this year. Most of you will know we started 2019 with 2 powerful eclipses in January, and I'm sure a lot of you felt the effects of that. Then on February the 4th we had a powerful new moon combination which went into the Aquarius energies, and on that day, as well as February the 5th, depending on where you are around the world, we started the new Chinese astrological or zodiac of the pig. It's the year of the yellow earth pig. The Chinese quite like the earth pig. They say he's a happy, gregarious character and often smile upon his year with good fortune and good luck. So you will also know I didn't get around to making the February readings for you all because I've been on sort of holiday over the summer period and I just haven't been able to kind of like get the energies right to come back and do the readings. So here I am now doing the March ones, and this one especially for you guys is intended for your birthday one as well. So Aquarius, let's just do a little bit more shuffling and see what is going to be in store for you for March 2019. Now if you can hear clicking in the background, like a weird perpetual clicking, you just have to accept that that is the bounty of nature. It is summer here in Auckland in New Zealand, and we have very big trees all around the property, and in the trees are millions of cicadas all happily wanting to find a mate at the moment, and that's the clicking noise in the background. So just try and embrace it and think of nature and, you know, some love and positive energy for our planet and the creatures that reside on it. Let's see what your first card is, guys. It is the 5 of Swords, okay? Not the best one to start with, but we'll work through the energy and see what else is coming. Oh, your next one is the 8 of Swords, okay? Your third one is beautiful. It is the Ace of Cups, so that is a real beauty. Everyone loves to see that in a reading. Oh, wow, and then the Magician. So we sort of started off a little bit tempestuously there with those 2 swords, and they're 2 of more of the, you know, slight aggressive or down feeling sword cards, but the 2 on the right hand side, the Ace of Cups and the Magician, are really, really beautiful. So I'm just making sure that they're all visible in the screen. What I am going to do first, before I even go much further, I'm going to use these fairy cards, which are Doreen Virtue's deck. I had been shuffling them just a minute ago, but they are a larger deck, so they are a little bit tricky to shuffle. We will just see, put a little bit more energy in for Aquarius. I'm going to see if any of these cards duplicate themselves, because this is a tarot deck, a full tarot deck. This is for Aquarius for March 2019, but it's also a birthday reading for them. What is it that you would like to pass across to them? Okay, just another couple of shuffles, guys, just bear with me. Wow. So the 7 of Swords has come out under those swords. So there is something here in the beginning of March for you guys that I think is going to be something to ponder, perhaps an issue that comes up that you're you know, trying to deal with at the emotional level, also perhaps the communication type level. And it could have to do with relationships around you. This could be work relationships or people that you communicate with one way or another. And oftentimes we think of that in terms of a working relationship, or one where a lot of, you know, verbal or written communication is going on. She has some really positive words on the bottom of her cards. This one says there is a better choice. Not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth are the main indicators of her Seven of Swords. And of course the Five of Swords up here talks about the people in the background of that card running away, if you like, that there being an argument, you using strong words to try and portray your side of a story or your beliefs, it could be about, and these other people becoming very angry, and then you feeling a little bit isolated. Now, to go with that as the clarifier, we got the Seven of Swords, and you know, traditionally in the tarot deck, that's not a nice card. I often say to be very wary when that card is out. So this could be forewarning you about the dealings you're going to be doing in this early period of March. Given that I've also said this is your birthday reading as well, it might be something for you guys to ponder upon about how you are interacting, or the deals that you are contemplating making or doing with people. There might be someone around that you should be thinking twice about or doing more due diligence on, and this could also be representing things such as if you are thinking of forming a business or buying a business, or even something like buying a property. There's someone around you, I think, that is not supporting you, that has perhaps got a different or hidden agenda in the background. With the Five of Swords, if there are some people that you are feeling agitated about, or you're perhaps thinking, oh, you know, I don't like the way they work, or I don't like their ethic, or I just don't like them, it might be really prudent to think carefully about how you're going to pass this news along to them, or how you want to interact with them. That message down the bottom, there is a better choice, I think is going to be really valid for you guys to sort of listen into and feel into as the month goes on. So yeah, let's just see what the next one is here for the Eight of Swords. The Prince of Summer, which is romantic, captivating, dramatic and flirtatious. Is a much prettier looking card with the little fairy on the dandelion head. It says falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. Okay, so that kind of, the last part of that card definitely matches with the energies of the 8 up here. For some of you, you might be finding something draining. You might be finding that you are feeling very bound by something, by a situation or people or circumstances. Now this can come from your own inner feeling. It can be like a feeling of lack or worry, like am I good enough, or can I get through this, can I cope with this type of situation, have I got the fortitude or the experience. You know, again, it could be coming back to work, or the challenge of something new that you are nervous about, or taking on something that you feel you don't have enough experience around as well. So this Prince of Summer, he is of course the Prince of Cups, and he would traditionally be the offer of something new coming in. We call them the page in the traditional tarot, and often that means some sort of positive energy or the beginnings of something new when the pages turn up. So there is a feeling possibly that this page is coming to either support you or offer you a bolster, you know, like bolstering you up and saying, look, come on, of course you can do it. You've got the ability. Just dig a little bit deeper and look into yourself and have faith. And I think those two cards are merging really well to say to you to honour yourself and honour your innate abilities and utilize your thinking in a positive format as opposed to a negative one, because that's all this card is here. It's a negative format of worry and fears and disbelief and feeling insecure and not good enough. But this one down here, you know, the Page of Cups, comes with this saying, no, come on, get a new feeling, embrace the love, embrace the joy, and come on board and know that you're positive and know that you've got the courage and the strength and the tenacity. So I kind of like that as well. That's really a positive card backing up that self-doubt one on the one above. So we had like a cluster of swords coming through there, but we're dealing with that as we're moving. Let's see what the other tarot is for the Ace of Cups, and it is the Nine of Summer, which is the Nine of Cups. Wow, you know, that is a beautiful combination. What she has written down is wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. And what is sitting next to it? Boom, the Magician. Guys, those two cups together, the Ace and the Nine of Cups, pure bliss in the making. Now, when I say bliss, some of you might think of that as like, oh yeah, you know, what, one moment or one thing. It can be many different perspectives of your life. That Ace of Cups is a new proposition, you know, a little bit like this. You've got all these lovely cups in this symbolic triangle formation, and this is your emotions, this is love, this is positivity. This is coming to you, especially the Ace, coming to you from the concept of new creativity, and this can be in many different ways. The dream of the fulfillment of a wish that you have had, or a journey that you have been on, or a project that you have started, whether it be a health project or a career project or a love project or your or a business or anything. This is the opportunity to grab things out of the air and make these wishes happen. And it's the very same here with the Magician next door. It's like a double whammy of positive energy. Not everyone would get these three, you know, these three cards alone would probably be three of the most beautiful in the deck. And over here, you've had kind of three of the least desired. So there's almost this juxtaposition of energies in March. It makes me feel that there is a degree of you can choose the high road or the low road, and the choice could be well up to you. So you are going to come across situations in the month that may be a little bit trying, and they may be burdensome, some of them. But depending on how you choose to react could depend on the way it moves forward. And there's a possibility that something you don't even imagine could take place because you are viewing it from kind of like, these gnarly kind of aspects over here. But there's a degree of, if you changed your point of view and moved it over to the more positive emotional side, which is on this side of the reading, that you will find a whole new perspective or dynamic around the situation. So don't just, do your due diligence over here. Be careful how you speak to people and who you take on board. Be careful about, wanting to have your own way around situations and subjects and career choices or whatever it is that's, stamping you along at that time. Because if you just look in another direction, there feels as though there's so much more coming that could give you insight into a bounty journey. And that's what the Ace of Cups is, and the Magician, and the Nine of Cups. Let's see what the Magician's matching card is. So I've got the deck of cards here which are out of view, but I'm just taking from the top. The Hermit number, there's another major arcana to match this major arcana. So again, it's sort of telling us that it's relatively powerful. So with the Hermit card, we have find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. Again, the picture on that is just sublimely beautiful. We see an angel holding a light. The traditional Hermit card is the older man, the wise man on the top of the mountain, surrounded in darkness with this lantern that he holds. And of course, he has come through quite a long journey of self-introspection and finding the answers to who he is and what he wants in life. Now, considering I'm including this as your birthday reading, to find cards such as the Magician and the Hermit coming through in a birthday reading can be very significant and poignant. because when we have a birthday, these are the epochs of our life. Each birthday that we come to, we're opening a new door and beginning to climb a new rung on the ladder of our life. And we're here to live our life and to experience it. So getting cards that are showing you the universe is opening portals or doors for you to uplift at this time can be doubly exciting and doubly worth the value. So take heed of the magician when he comes by, which isn't all the time. There are some very magical opportunities that can walk into your life, and we see that with this cluster of cards over here. And then the Hermit sort of talks more about knowing or being able to understand these offers that are coming to you, and understanding that this is part of your journey of magical awareness and connection to your higher self and your soul's journey in life. So some of you may even feel a real connection to spiritual energies and understanding it, and you know, feeling more connected to the cosmos, to celestial helpers, to vibrations of energy. So with that, we've done those two sets of cards. Now we might take a look at these ones here, which are also fairies, because there are some fairies in the tarot deck, but we will just do these as another sort of guidance point for each one of those cards, just to see what a final message might be in relation to them. This is for Aquarius for their birthday reading, and for March 2019. Be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. And again, you know, we're talking about how you deal with situations and other people, and not letting other people necessarily take hold of you, especially in a negative way. You know, the classic example is the Seven of Swords there, which is the Seven of Winter, when she says there is a better way. When you trust yourself and you are acting from your highest good and the best outcome for any situation, that's when you will find the answers within, and you can allow yourself to be yourself in the right manner. The Five of Swords tells us that sometimes speaking out of turn or speaking with negative connotations isn't necessarily good for us, but you also have to honour your own integrity values, and you have to honour the path that you want to take. And I think when you do that, which is what we set up here, the Eight of Swords is diminished in negativity. We don't feel so much anxiety and tension, and we don't feel so unable to find a resolution or solution to circumstances. So being yourself is extremely empowering, and I think we often get perhaps led down the wrong path by lures in life, and sometimes they can prevent us from becoming ourselves or being ourselves. So that whole first column, even though it's got, you know, two kind of glitchy cards in it, the card at the bottom where it says be yourself is kind of like the strength of that column. It's saying stand up for your rights, make sure you stick to your true integrity values, honour yourself. So don't make wrong choices would be another good way of saying this, to keep you on the path of prosperity and opportunities as they move forward for this month. The next card is practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. You know, the cards are beautiful when they align so succinctly. That Eight of Swords at the very top is a complete lack of confidence and a lack in trusting of yourself and your abilities. And we talked about that. And, you know, for a lot of us on the planet at this time, we do have self-doubt. We're constantly plugged into things like social media, and we read the news and we hear things that say, oh, such and such is this amazing achiever, or, you know, you flick a page in a magazine and you see this how to be an entrepreneur, or how to be a successful movie star, or you're following people like the Kardashians or something, and you feel sometimes not as good as some of those people. But know that everyone is a human being, and we're all here for a human path and a journey, and that no one ever is any better than another person. And you yourself are the most important person in your life, and your skills and talents and innate beauty is relevant to the world and yourself. But someone else's talents, regardless of whether they truly have them or not, is irrelevant. So by practicing and acknowledging yourself, which is what this card says here, to be yourself, you will find that you ease back, that the disillusionment, that the disbelief and the lack of self-confidence and the lack of strength, they dissipate, they disappear, and then you bring in more positive energies like the Ace of Cups, like the Magician, and you learn beautiful spiritual energies like the Hermit. So let's see, I know the deck again is out of view, I'll just take it from the top. Affirmations. To lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. Well, interestingly enough, this column is just so full of beauty and positivity and love and opportunities, you know, just one after the other in so many areas, as I have said, including health too, for any of you who have had health concerns. This one over here in particular shows a kind of like, you know, discombobulation of physical and emotional health, so feeling deflated or perhaps unwell physically, definitely emotionally. Some of you may have had joints or bones that have been stiff and out of action. You might have even some of you might have had an operation or had something like been in a cast, or you know, been unable to move, so being restricted. Well, this column here opens up all these possibilities of new openings, new beginnings, new awareness at every level, as I'm saying. But for some reason I wanted to bring in the health there, because I don't think we had talked about that a great deal. Also, the Magician is the opportunity of new health awareness coming, and health practices and practitioners. So some of you may find a good new doctor, you might find a good new strategy for a health condition that you have been working through, or it's the beginning of a new cycle of health coming. So with the affirmations, I love positive affirmations. I use them daily in many different ways. I swear by them, and I can't reiterate enough how useful they are, and I don't think enough people actually do use them, because they are very powerful and really easy to utilize. So that's just a nice positive message for you guys. Now we're on to the fourth card, and I just have to move the camera a little bit because we are slightly running out of space, as we can see. So let's see what this last one is here. Marriage. The fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. Wow, you know, congratulations. For some of you, there could be a wedding coming up. Some of you may have been proposed to. Some of you may be considering proposing to a partner. There could be a marriage, and you know, we've got the Magician, we've got all this love, offers of love and relationships up here, which I breezed over as well when I think about it, because those two are very strong offers of romantic love and bonds of soulmate relationships. They're also about new fertility, because that's what the lotus flower is here. So conception of pregnancies, things like that as well. Conception of a marriage or a deep relationship with deep bonds. Some of you may be celebrating a marriage commitment, so like the anniversary of a wedding could be coming up as well, and this might be a really special time to enjoy that happy bond that two people share of love and trust and harmony and togetherness. So again, that marriage card is just reiterating and re-strengthening the bonds of love and harmony, and you know, between not just yourself but between another person in life, and maybe even more than one person. For some of you, this could just be love coming in at many different waves, like waves of portals of love. You might be experiencing love with almost everything in life, especially with all these magical cards around. You could feel bliss and euphoria, excitement, you know, and this one as well. Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in here that offer great happiness and joy and connection and lightness of being and love and warmth and caring. It really is, from terms of that, a beautiful connection to your emotional balance as that month moves through to the end of March. So there we are, Aquarians. I do wish you all a very happy birthday, and that you have enjoyed the reading. There's a lot in here for you to take on and to be able to uplift and smooth through any kind of negative situations that may be around. And I'm sure there's enough messages in here that you can manage your way through the month of February and March as well. So hey guys, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe the channel and click on the little bell for the notifications, because my videos are not being noted very frequently, and even my subscribers are saying that they're not getting the notifications when the new ones are being uploaded either. So it makes it a little bit difficult to actually see and hear the messages coming through. Thanks again everyone, much love, have a wonderful February and March. Namaste.